everyone. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Here we've got a couple of big targets who will try to be key contributors in both the pass and run games today. It's the Dolphins going up against the Steelers. And with that, we'll send you up to the north shore of Pittsburgh and Heinz Field by the Three Rivers as we head it over to our broadcasting team of Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you very much, Larry. While the skies may be ominous, there's never a bad day for football. Today, we're set for a good AFC matchup between the Miami Dolphins and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Hi again, everybody. Alongside my partner, Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we saw Larry focus on the tight end matchup in his open. You think it's one to watch, don't you?
Definitely one to watch because these guys can create such big plays by all the different things they can do. Line up out wide, in the slot, line up in a normal tight end position, and then who are you going to cover them with? Is it a linebacker, a defensive back? They create mismatches all throughout the game.
Getting ready is the kicker, Andrew Franks. And with towels waving, we're underway from Heinz Field. This will be fielded at the 8. He'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. So here comes the offense for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Ben Roethlisberger leading them to their 6th divisional title since he became a starter. They're rolling 7 straight wins coming into the postseason.
Wasn't it you that said a few weeks ago, when the weather starts to turn cold, Big Ben starts to heat up?
I think we both said that.
Well, how about it, though? 7 straight wins for Pittsburgh down the stretch. He didn't play in the last game against Cleveland, resting his body and getting ready for the playoffs. But Big Ben in full form right now. 29
touchdowns, 13 interceptions so far in the season. Here's the first carry for Le'Veon Bell. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Offensive starters time. Electric is certainly a word that comes to mind when you talk about Le'Veon Bell.
Love the way that he reshaped his body coming out of college. A bigger, thicker runner while he was at Michigan State. Lost weight, became more of a whippet in the NFL, and now no one can tackle the guy, whether he's running it or catching it.
2nd down following the run. A fake to Bell. Now it's Roethlisberger. And incomplete on the deep ball. Antonio Brown, the intended receiver. And it's 3rd down. And a look at the starters for the Miami defense.
Ndamukong Suh provokes a whole lot of conversation. But at the end, everyone agrees, one of the best defensive tackles in the NFL.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. On 3rd down, Roethlisberger. And they get to him with the pressure as Roethlisberger goes down. Mario Williams coming in to drop it for a loss of 8, and it'll be 4th down. Boy, he came in off the edge so quickly there.
Look out, because that's exactly what it was being shouted by the offensive lineman to his quarterback because he had no chance to block him.
On 4th down, here comes the Steeler punter Jordan Berry to kick it away. Back deep for Miami, the rookie Jakeem Grant. But he'll get this away into the icy winter air. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. All right, Charles, here comes Ryan Tannehill and the Miami Dolphins at 10-6, going to the playoffs, hoping to win their first title since 1974, I believe.
How about that? Going all the way back to those famous Dolphins teams who won it back-to-back years and actually went to a Super Bowl ahead of that, where they lost to the Dallas Cowboys. But Ryan Tannehill, to be interested to see how he adjusts in the playoffs because his legs, his mobility, a big part of who he is. I think he'll have to be more of a pocket passer in guiding the Dolphins in the 2017 playoffs after the knee injury.
It's the Boise State alum, Jay Ajayi. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Time to feature the offensive starters, and our first chance to get a look at Parker.
Devontae Parker came out of Louisville with a guy who was known as a mature receiver. Runs routes really well, but the best part of his game, he'll jump over you at the end of a route and go get the football.
Second down, here's Tannehill. And it's complete. The tight end, Deion Sims. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. So an excellent throw and an excellent catch there.
Zone coverage, which means you just have to find the open areas in between defenders, is exactly what happened on that play.
So the offense lining up 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And hard running's going to get him over the 40 to the 42. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down. And the starting defensive unit here for Pittsburgh.
Ryan Shazier ran so fast at his combine that many people thought someone actually ran for him. He's a linebacker who ran sub 4.4, and he uses that speed to make plays all over the field.
So 2nd and medium, 2nd and 5 now. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Ajayi. And 3 yards there takes him to the 45. The linebacker, Ryan Shazier, there to make the tackle. For Ajayi against the Patriots, final week of the regular season, 59 yards. But remember, he had 3 games of over 200 this season.
And he did it against teams that stressed defense and were led by defensive-minded head coaches. The Jets were one of them. He did against the Buffalo Bills twice.
Yeah, 2 times.
Which was unbelievable. But he also had that 6-game stretch where he didn't top 80 yards rushing. So what I think Miami's looking for in the playoffs, get over 80 yards rushing and catch a few passes out of the backfield and be consistent. On 3rd down, that's a good job of situational football and understanding where the 1st down marker was and getting there.
So they pick up the 1st down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And, a little spin cycle. Room to run now. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
And here comes play number 6 on this drive. They run it again with Williams. And he only manages a couple here down to about the 38-yard line. Lawrence Timmons, the linebacker, there to get him down.
In order to play really good run defense when you're playing a 3-4, those 3 guys up front, the nose tackle and the guys they call the defensive ends, they're usually big, big people because they're going to have to eat up a lot of blockers because it's usually 5-on-3. And when they do their job well, guys who play on the inside, those inside linebackers, they're able to just roam and hit.
Third and 2, Tannehill. And he's got his man. That's Landry. And he gets it to the 34. Good enough for the first.
I don't care how many times we see it. I still get a kick out of watching quarterbacks and receivers do the pass tree in pregame warm-up. But I always remember that when we go to practices, we see that after practices as well. They really tune it up, don't they?
They tune it up. They know why they do it for these situations. First down.
And they build that trust, and that's why they're able to find him in this type of a situation.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, Makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Watch tight. Tight ends right. Watch tight. Tight ends right. Hey, blue 10.
They run again with a Giant. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Stephon Tuitt came out of Notre Dame as another one of those really tall defensive ends, and you just wondered, would they be able to have the leverage to bend and make plays? I think he just gave us an answer with that tackle.
A little bit of ground to make up for the offense as they face a 2nd and 11. They'll try the air now with Tannehill. This will be caught inside the 10. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. Devontae Parker, a 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Dolphins are going to take a first-quarter lead. And on that one, able to catch it, also able to have the wherewithal to take it in for the score.
And how about the phases of a successful catch and a completion of a play? Look the ball in, secure the catch, and then, of course, the run after the catch that ends up in the end zone.
And that makes it 7-0 Dolphins. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it winds up in 6 points for the Dolphins. Franks now on to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be fielded at the 8. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Now the Steelers offense gets ready to get back onto the field. And a 3 and out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive?
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
They'll start the drive with a carry by Bell. And he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
Brandon, that play ended so fast, it's almost as if the quarterback handed it to the runner, and the tackler was there right away for a loss of yardage.
On second down, it's Bell. And they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. He lost 2 there, and it's third down.
2 plays in a row, the defense won, stacking up the running game. They've got to feel good about themselves, but something has to be in the back of their minds. Are we being set up for something big? They've got to be careful. And on 3rd and 15, we see the dime look, 6 DBs on the field.
Playing pass all the way. Here's Roethlisberger to throw. And this This is going to be incomplete. He was trying to find Ladarius Green there as tight end, and now it's 4th down.
As tight ends go, he might not provide the super flashy plays very often, but he's pretty reliable. Usually an excellent target, and normally catches what's thrown to him, but he didn't on that play.
Here's Jordan Berry now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. The Steelers defense getting ready here. They have to recover a little bit. Last time, they couldn't stop the run. They really couldn't stop the pass either.
And it wasn't just physically. It's mentally, because the offense appears to be a step ahead of them. No matter what they call, it's working. So they've got to get something figured out. And usually, you need a big play to get things turned around.
They gave up the touchdown on that balance attack last drive. Now this drive. Tannehill on 1st down. And over the middle, this is Parker. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. 11 yards on the pickup, and that's good for a Miami 1st down. Quick pass play there on the slant, Charles. Works out well for the offense.
The offense loves it. The defender hates it. Hard to get through the body of the receiver to get to the football trying to cover a slant.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now. On 1st and 10, Tannehill. He's got time in the pocket, and his pass incomplete. Deion Sims is tight end, the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down. Tannehill now, the give to Ajayi. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. They'll get nothing out of that one, and it's going to lead to a 3rd down. Yeah, I think the blitz there really disrupted the draw.
Yeah, and it's usually when you catch them in a blitz, the draw works pretty well. If you're the offensive coordinator right now, that's visor throwing time, isn't it? Because that's supposed to work in a big way.
Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill finding time. And he finds Stills, complete. So a big 3rd down hookup here will take us to the break. 7-0 is our score. More from the Steel City coming up after this. Back now with Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter begins with the Dolphins in possession of the football. And they've got it here with a 1st down. Now the gun, Tannehill. Surveying the field. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete. Well, before the broadcast, we were doing our tour around the playoffs and looking at different games. And Seattle and Detroit, we stopped on that one for a second. That should be an interesting matchup to watch.
It should be, and history all against Detroit. They've had one playoff win since 1957, and that was against Dallas the year they went to the NFC Championship game in 1991. Seattle, on the other hand, we know they are tried and true and tested. A couple of Super Bowl appearances, especially playing at home. The X factor there, Cliff Averill, Michael Bennett, pass rush, because I don't think Detroit can run the ball against Seattle.
And Detroit looking to play better. They've lost 3 straight. Three yards left to grab here on 3rd down. This is Ajayi. And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. The gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
Now that's the way to do it. Hand it to someone with vision and good footwork, and add in a little bit of power, and you find a way to pick up first downs.
So it'll be first down here after the run. They run with Ajayi. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
And frankly, Brandon, we're talking about things I'm not sure we ever thought we'd talk about in the NFL. And a lot of that is the speed at the linebacker position. A lot of these guys in college, they were safeties. They moved them up to outside linebacker to combat the spread offenses, and now we're seeing it in the NFL. Those same guys using their speed to make plays in the backfield, similar to that one.
On second down, Williams. Look at the spin. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It looks like a pickup of 6. That leaves him with 7 yards to go on third down.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball, because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to third and manageable with that run.
An 8-play drive to this point. So here's play number 9 on 3rd and 7. A shotgun snap for Tannehill, and that's complete. It's Sims, and he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it now. The confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away from running the football, but you do say, guess what? We can throw it. We can throw it well with a whole lot of confidence.
Here's Ajayi. And he showed a nice little juke, but then the window quickly closed. 5 yards is the tally on 1st and 5.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball next, because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
He gets it to Sims, complete. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal.
Nowadays, this has become routine, hasn't it? That was a heck of a route there by the tight end. A great double move for a big-time catch downfield.
Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. From the gun, here's Tannehill. He's got time. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Jarvis Jones from his outside linebacker spot, forcing the sack for a loss of 8.
Well, that was point counterpoint, wasn't it? They decided to throw for it on 1st and goal. Instead, the defense counters with pressure, and the defense wins, getting a big sack.
Second and goal as the offense looks to try to punch it in. And he'll push his way up to about the 14. It's a pickup of 3, but still a little work to do on 3rd and goal. And this seemingly endless drive continues. 3rd and long, it's Tannehill. Can't find anyone open. And that is incomplete. Devontae Parker, the intended receiver, and 4th down coming up. Now it's Andrew Franks on for Miami. And Frank's kick is good. And the lead moves to 10-zip. I feel like we just ran a marathon. That was a long drive. They probably wanted 6 if they're going to go that many plays.
And there were no checkpoints, no watering stations, nothing like that, right? Terrific job by the offense because not only did they possess the ball for that long, they wore down the defense. That could pay dividends later.
Now it's Franks following the made field goal to send it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And last drive, 3 and out. Still a goose egg on the scoreboard. How do they break that goose egg?
They've got to find a way to get the ball in the hands of their playmakers, get them some space, and try and make a first down and get some momentum going. It's been a struggle for them throughout the game, and that 3 and out on the last possession, that told you just how stalled they are on offense.
So who will step up here? We'll see. Fresh set of downs here.
Strong right, strong right, strong right.
They come out here in the eye. And they'll keep it on the ground with Bell. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Tackle made there by Kiko Alonso.
No gain on that run, and while this team is down, they're not out of it by any stretch of the imagination. Maybe you just have to think about different style of running in order to get this guy going.
Brown, the lone receiver, left. Now Roethlisberger to throw on 2nd down. Over the middle, here to Coates. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height. Sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there. If he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw.
And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
And how about that on 3rd down? So many different directions an offense can go. Throw it out wide to the receivers, get it to their speedy running back. They changed up everything and handed it to the fullback, and he surprised them all and picked up a first down.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground.
4 down, 4 down.
Back to the ground, this time with Bell. And some good tackling there as he stopped up at about the 41. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Hey, we got tight left. Watch tight end. Watch tight end. Key him. Key the tight end.
They'll come out in the pistol.
We got 4.
On 2nd down, Roethlisberger. And this one caught by Coates. And brought down, but able to get it to their 30-yard line. 1:58 to go in this first half of play. Back to Heinz Field after this. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Larry Ridley is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. And here comes play number 6 on this drive. Throwing now, Roethlisberger on first down. Wide open receiver complete. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it second and a foot or so.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
On second down, here's Roethlisberger. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete. This will be the 8th play of the drive, and it's 3rd and inches. Roethlisberger now to throw on 3rd down. He gets it to Brown, complete. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal. And connection number 1 there on the game, Roethlisberger to Boney Tony. Antonio Brown, that's what his high school teammates used to call him.
I wonder what they would call him now.
More muscular, more successful Boney Tony Brown, right?
I'd say you're probably right. It may be all of that. They'll still call him Boney Tony, but Ben Roethlisberger calls him my number 1 target.
They'll throw on 1st down with Roethlisberger. He's got time. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So we're back in the offense getting set following the call of that timeout. Well, just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Looking for someone to throw to. This is Bell on the dump off. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd and goal. Still in search of the 1st down after that last completion. On 3rd and goal, Roethlisberger. And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Sammy Coates from 10 yards out. And the Steelers are able to make this a close game again.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did, and they didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And they're back within a field goal. It's 10-7 now. So that drive, 12 plays in length, and it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This one taken from the 7. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. Now on the return here, we've got an injured player down there. Well, he gets attended to. We'll step aside. The Dolphins offense now working their way back onto the field. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but
now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. So the offense takes the timeout, and they are back out and ready to rock. And they still need 8 yards for the first here on 2nd down. Here's Tannehill. They set up the screen to Ajayi. Look at the spin.
balance.
And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Ajayi, 68 yards. And the Dolphins strike quickly here for 6 points. And that'll give them a 2-score lead here, but I'm looking ahead. They just want to hold it for the final moments here in the 2nd quarter. They don't want to give up anything on the other side.
No, not at all, because if they don't, it almost had the feel of an imposing their will score. And right now, they want to make sure they keep that and carry it into the 2nd half.
Franks to add the PAT. It's good to make it 17-7. Hardly any time taken off the clock there. 2 plays, and they find the end zone for 6 points. Franks now on to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. Here comes the Dolphins defensive unit now. Last drive, touchdown surrendered. Here, see if they can stop them.
It's always a constant battle of letting the last series go, good or bad, but especially bad. Give up a touchdown. Okay, forget the finger pointing, forget the blame. Go back out and play the defense you know you're capable of and help your team out.
And probably look to the leaders as always.
As always. They're going to be the ones going to grab some people and say, all right, let's do this thing.
4 down.
They'll start out on the ground with Bell. And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been that way all afternoon. Didn't get a whole lot better there. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the second quarter. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game, as we'll send you down to Orlando, where Larry Ridley has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry?
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to the EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. Let's take a look back at the first half. The Steelers haven't played their best football and trail because of it. The Dolphins will want to come out after the half and really put the pressure on from the start. All right, let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. Dolphins with the ball, end of the first. The pass is completed into tight coverage, and he goes in for the TD to cap the drive. Dolphins up by a touchdown. Now midway through the second. They're going to get to the QB once again. This will go for a loss of 8. Third down from the 10. Roethlisberger's completion is made out of the gun. And they cap off the drive with the score, cutting the deficit to 3. Now 2nd and 8. Tannehill's got the completion here, and it leads to a touchdown, pushing the lead to 10. So that'll do it for us here in Orlando. Let's get back up to Pittsburgh as we hand it back over to Brandon Guy.
Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. They'll start out on the ground with a Giants. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30. Bud Dupree, a former first-round pick, in on the stop.
Yeah, that wasn't a big run, just a short one there. But guess what? Sometimes you treat it like boxing. You throw that jab out there, and you throw it again, you throw it again, then you come with a big punch later. Maybe they're just trying to set them up.
Snap count through the defense off. 5-yard penalty.
Encroachment defense. Still 7 down.
Three yards remaining here on second down. Play fake to Ajayi. It's Tannehill. He gets it to Sims, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 11 yards that time and a new set of downs.
And when an offense is doing a nice job selling the play-action pass, a lot of responsibility shifts to the linebackers. They're the ones that have to determine run or pass and get to the proper places on the field.
gun. And he works his way forward for about 4 up to the midfield stripe. See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. Now it's Ajayi. And he's going to get this one down to the 45. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming.
Everyone's looking for the big runs, the explosive runs, the 20 to 30-yard plays. But anytime you're picking up good yardage and setting yourself up on down and distance, offenses love that too. The Steelers defense on 3rd down.
Yeah, they add a DB. They'll be marked inches short. No gain on the play, and that's going to lead them to 4th down.
That was a terrific job by the defense stopping them on 3rd and short. But sometimes you get some visual cues from the offense because when they're going in short yard situations, you might see the offensive line come in tighter together, a little more shoulder to shoulder, trying to wedge a hole in the middle. They didn't get it done on that play.
They snap it to Tannehill. And it's a short one here, complete to his tight end. A gain of 4 on the play, and they're able to convert here on 4th and inches.
We always hear about guys wanting to make plays that quiet a crowd.
Yeah.
After that one.
Here in the 3rd quarter, they were hoping to get the stop, get the football back. Not the case.
What a completion on a 4th down play.
They come up in an offset eye.
380! 380!
And they'll go with the ground attack here. And he'll get inside the 40 to maybe the 38-yard line. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. And after the play on the ground, that brings up 2nd down here. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be 3rd down. This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. They'll run it now out of the gun. And an alley to run. And the play goes for 19 yards. Gives him a new set of downs.
But that's the desired outcome coming out here in the 2nd half of being able to run the football and establish a little bit of pace and maybe even a bit of dominance at the line of scrimmage. And they want that to continue. Way too early to think about this being ball control time. But the way they're running it, you got to think they may want to continue that and see if they can go ahead and grind their opponents into submission.
Here's the option going right. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. It's a good gain of 11, sets them up 1st and goal.
Well, partner, for a few years there, we thought this read option play was going to take over the whole NFL. It seemed like everyone was using it, but it has been scaled back considerably in the last few seasons, mainly because people are worried about their quarterbacks getting hit. But when you call it at the right time and you use it properly, you see the type of gains you can get. A nice chunk of yardage there by the quarterback.
Someone moved, flag is out. That's going to be 5 yards.
And that'll drive coaches crazy. You work all week on dealing with loud crowds, on dealing with motion, and then you have a guy jump.
And a really long drive here, and it goes on and on. They'll try the air now with Tannehill. This will be caught at about the 6. A gain of 6 there on first.
And that's staying ahead of the chains. Really good pickup on first down, hitting the tight end there. Now brings up a second and manageable.
Just found a hole in that zone. On second down, here's Tannehill. And he will take it in for a Dolphins touchdown. Marquise Gray from 6 yards away. And the Dolphins are able to grow their lead.
A good tight end is a heck of a weapon for any quarterback, especially when you're able to create some mismatches. Sometimes they work against a linebacker, sometimes they work against a smaller defensive back. But when they find it, they go to it, and it often results in touchdowns.
Now Franks for the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. That one in the books as a 12-play drive. And it ends with a touchdown for the Dolphins. Franks now on to kick it away after the touchdown. This is taken at his 4. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. Time for the Steelers offense now to get set for their first possession of half number 2. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. They'll throw on first down with Roethlisberger. His throw incomplete.
Well, that pass was inaccurate, so that leads me to bring up our Super Bowl predictions and find out just how accurate they were.
Yours were okay.
Well, it was pretty easy for me. I went out there with some established teams. I went with Green Bay and New England, so I'm still alive in the playoffs. You had Carolina and Pittsburgh?
I did. Now, Pittsburgh obviously has a chance. Carolina does not have a chance.
Well, listen, you're my partner. Let's just be honest about the whole thing. Did anyone see Carolina having this type of a season?
No, I thought you were going to say you're my partner, and that's why you do play-by-play and not the analysis. I was going to say you're exactly right.
No, we split this bad boy 50-50, my man. No, Carolina, that was really a surprise to have the season that they did.
Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on third down. From the gun on third down, it's Roethlisberger. And able to find Green. And they get 10 yards there and convert on third.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
Now a first down carry by Bell. And he'll push this forward only to about the 42-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. So the offense looking at a 2nd and 8. Brown, the lone receiver, left. On second down, Roethlisberger. And caught, right side, Green. That catch good for 5. It's third down.
How about the timing on that one? Boy, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
short of the sticks after that completion, and now it's third down for this offense. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Roethlisberger now to throw on third down. And he finds Hayward Bay. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive. And they're on third and short. They just tried to spread the field. It worked.
And I think that the spreading of the field, the extra receivers, has really become the next in the evolutionary chain in the NFL. Go all the way back in that situation, you're handed to the fullback, right? As we evolve, maybe you pitched it to your tailback. Now you spread the field, and you have your choices of where to throw it and complete it for a first down.
Now a play fake here on first down. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch. Now a carry for the veteran. This is D'Angelo Williams. Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4. A couple of Dolphins in on the stop.
I think that run gives us evidence that the defense is getting a little bit tired out there. They've been out in the field for a long time, and that last run, they just cut right through them.
6 yards to go here on second down. They'll put 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. On second down, here's Roethlisberger. Completes it to Hayward Bay. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his third down play as we played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Pittsburgh. It's the Steelers with the football, but trailing here as we get going in quarter number 4. Play number 9 set to come here on the drive on 3rd and 2. Brown, the lone receiver, left. 3rd and 2. Now Roethlisberger. He's got his man here. It's Green. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. Well, they've had a great, impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defense side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field.
Hey, 4 down, 4 down. Numbers one. Back.
They'll go back to the ground with Bell. And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Okay, he didn't break that one all the way, but you got to know that he feels like he's right on the verge, and that's probably exactly what he's telling them in the huddle right now.
Hey, we've got tight ends left. 4 down. Here we go. 180.
Again, it's Bell. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. And give them 2 yards there as they're set up now with a 1st and goal.
Well, as the play call comes in on 3rd down, you have to think about 4-down territory here. Down a few touchdowns, they need points, and they need big points.
A long drive here. Play 12 comes. 5 yards to go for the offense. 1st down and goal from that 5-yard line. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
No gain on that run, and while the team is down, there's still time to come back and win the football game. If I'm the offensive coordinator, though, I've got to think about moving at a faster pace and maybe opening things up a little bit and throwing it a little bit more.
6 yards still to go here on 2nd and goal. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. D'Angelo Williams, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Steelers are able to close the gap just a bit. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how we're going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Boswell for the extra point. It's up and good, so they claw back into it. 24-14 now. That one was an extended drive. 14 plays all told. And it ends with the Steelers finding the end zone. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be fielded at the 6. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. So now here come the Dolphins. And that recipe on their last drive that resulted in a touchdown looked pretty good, so they'll be hoping to do that once more.
And it takes me back to when we sat with the offensive coordinator and the head coach. They felt pretty good about their game plan and thought there were some holes in the defense, and they exploited them the last time out. Let's see if they can come back and put together a similar drive.
And we'll see if they can do just that.
Tight end to the right, boy. Tight end to the right. Move. Hey, blue 10.
Here's a handoff to Ajayi to begin the drive. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
That was a really nice play, able to stack that one up. But they get back in the huddle. He's got to tell his guys up front, great job. They kept people off of him, allowed him to run free, and make the hit on the runner.
Filled the gap nicely, kept him to just a 1-yard gain.
Ready, blue 10.
Here's Tannehill now on 2nd down. To the sideline, and a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course. You got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
A nickel back added defensively as they look to stop this 3rd and 8. Throwing on 3rd down, Tannehill. And he hits the tight end. It's Deion Sims. And he's got the 1st down as he's up to the 45-yard line. He's played a great game. It continues right there, even with this lead, confident to throw the pass and have the reception made.
There's no doubt who the leader of their team is there? There's no doubt who they want to ride all the way to the finish, because strategy would tell you run the football, run the clock down. Instead, they're letting him throw it because they feel that confident in what he's getting done.
They'll give it to him right up the gut. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Second down following the run. They'll come out in the pistol. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. And he had a nice play there from his free safety position to hold him to nothing.
And, Brandon, remember when the free safety was always back away from the line of scrimmage?
That's changed.
That changed in a big way. The way we see it now, they're almost mirrors between the free safety and the strong safety. One will be up, one will be back, or sometimes both will be in the same spot. On that play, free safety was there, no gain.
Finding time, and he's going to drop this off to Williams, complete. That one goes for 24 yards.
And that pickup of a first down, that's going to leave a mark because they really needed to stop them there, didn't they?
Oh, so frustrating. Defensively, you're a play away from getting that football back here down late. Tough.
Now they've got to find a way to create a turnover or takeaway. Otherwise, this one will probably get away from them.
So the offense has it 1st and 10.
Watch left. Watch left. Set. Wide.
On 1st and 10, Tannehill. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes in bounds. So the offense readies for a 2nd and 4. From the gun, here's Tannehill. It's caught, Stills, right side. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. Simple slant route, and part of a really nice hard throw by the quarterback.
Nice timing between the quarterback and the receiver. They were perfectly in sync, and he put it right on him on the inside route.
And the defense with their backs against the wall a little bit here as the offense is in the red zone. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll push his way up to about the 14. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Oh, there's no doubt that this is a huge defensive series right here. They've got to hold them to a field goal attempt or less. Otherwise, this game just might be out of reach. Let's see if they can hunker down and get it done.
See if they stay on the ground for 2nd down. They'll run it now out of the gun. Trying to run inside, but nothing there. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down.
The best time to call a draw when you think it's going to have the most success is usually after you've thrown the ball a bunch of times and had success that way, where they think that, oh, here comes another pass play. All they want to do is get to the quarterback, and then you pull him and hand it to a runner, and he slides by, usually for big yardage.
And defensively, it's a nickel formation here on 3rd down and 9. Here's Tannehill. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And he has the 1st down before he's tackled at the 5.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence, and that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
And the seemingly endless drive continues. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. So the Dolphins have it as we welcome you back in. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. They'll give it to him right up the gut. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Now the Steelers put a stop to the action with a timeout defensively. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. So a defensive timeout, chance to regather, regroup, and get set as we resume action. A long drive here. Play 12 coming up for the offense. They come out here in the eye. They'll toss it to Ajayi. And he had a nifty look. And the Steelers signal for another timeout. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. All right, so the timeout over and all 11 men back out onto the field for the defense. Just play after play after play on this long drive for the offense. They'll try to run it in. It's Williams. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside. And now following that timeout, the defense back out onto the field. So on 4th down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This will be just a 21-yard attempt. And Frank's kick is good. And that will stretch the lead up to 13. So they settle for just the 3 there, but clearly anything helps when you're trying to salt one away here in the 4th.
Without a doubt, I think a touchdown would have been the final nail. But 3 does give them some breathing room and lets them build up a little cushion.
Now it's Franks following the made field goal to send it away. That's fielded in the end zone. Well, some might have returned that one. He won't. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start the drive from the 25. Being set to take the field. And they're hoping to capture some of that magic they had last time out when they were able to put together a scoring drive. But they're still down here, Charles.
Not the major concern, though, because of what you talked about. They scored the last time out. They feel good about themselves. They feel like their game plan is now in effect. They know how to attack and what plays they want to put together. But they've got to keep it moving in the right direction because, as you did note, they are down on the scoreboard.
Everyone's got 4 down. Dad, like 20.
On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. Green with a catch left side. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
And there's another completion to the tight end. And let's face it, it is hard to overthrow a 6'6" target.
It is indeed. Quarterbacks like their speed guys. They like that huge 6'6" target that they've got in him.
They really do, and it reminds me of what one great tight end told me once. He had told his quarterback, just make sure you throw it up there. You know, kind of like put up on the top shelf where the kids can't get it.
On 2nd down, here's Roethlisberger. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 45. 14 yards that time for number 14.
This play is under review. After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
This challenge was initiated by the guys in New York. Taking a look at the play, less than 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, I'm sure the coach wanted to challenge it, so he's probably going to send the New York office a holiday card. Again, we'll see the pistol here. Roethlisberger now to throw on third down. Goes underneath for Bell. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. And quickly, they get to the line. On first down, it's Roethlisberger. Surveying the field. And caught right side, Green. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
As if he didn't have enough to think about on that route, the comeback route, coming back to the football and catching it, decided to make sure he toe-tapped and kept himself in bounds.
And that was spectacular, but on the comeback route, maybe a little easier to deal with the sideline since you've got better vision of it.
I think that's a great point because you should know exactly where you're going and know how much space you have and make sure you get your feet down. But, yeah, coming back to the football, I like it. Good vision.
And he gets it inside the 35 and just shy of the 30. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Throwing now, Roethlisberger on first down. And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 20. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
All that practice time came to fruition on that play. All those timing routes that they work on through training camp, OTAs, minicamp, and just regular season, they got it done on that one. An outcut, ball was delivered, and picked up the completion.
Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side.
47 to Mike, boys, 47.
From the red zone now, here's Roethlisberger on first down. His throw caught right around the 6. A solid pickup of 13 sets him up 1st and goal. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo. And they'll get up and spike it right at 40 seconds to go. And the 8th play on this drive coming up.
I got you. Single. Set. 130.
Ben to throw again. It's caught at the 1. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Darius Hayward-Bay, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Steelers have now made this a 1-score game.
And there's the touchdown that they're needed, so they'll celebrate. But the guys on the sidelines, they've got to stay focused. The onside kick team, they need them to get the ball back.
Yeah, part 1 of the equation done. Now they need to convert and get that onside kick. Extra point now by Boswell. And the lead will shrink to 6. A good drive that time as they go 9 plays in all. And it ends with a Pittsburgh touchdown. So with just under 40 seconds to go, you figure this is going to need to bounce their way if they have any shot. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now this one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
And out come the Dolphins now. They have the lead, obviously, late in the game. I guess the good news for them is if for some reason they would make a mistake, a field goal does the opposition no good.
Everyone loves to have a little bit of a cushion, and that helps you immeasurably. But the bottom line is, do all the things that you're taught in order to close out the game. Don't even let that become an issue.
Yeah, but still a one-possession game. This one not fully over yet. Tannehill to a knee, and that ought to be the final act of this ball game. A road win in the National Football League. Charles, you never take that for granted no matter who you're playing, no matter where you're playing.
You take it and you run with it. And you know you primed the pump all week in your own home facility. No one thinks we can do this. Only people who believe are right here in this room. And then you go on the road, band together, and get it done.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. With that, we sign off from Heinz Field.